We're cracking off this week with boat jobs, and boy do we have a lot of them. We wrote a list last week, which definitely keeps getting longer and longer. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 16, 17, 18, 19, 28 things.
We've got a load of things we need to fit out, sort out, clean,
Service.
cut, add, service.
Yeah, the list is endless.
Loads of stuff that we need to do. Yeah, it just needs sorting out before we actually set sail for the first time.
And the time has come to start. As usual, we have some highs and some lows, and also discover a few things we didn't expect. We did not want that any more time on our boat than it already was. Zach is also going full steam into one of the most time-consuming jobs on board, the teak deck.
The teak deck on here still got a good bit of life left on it. What's happened is the old plugs that were in the teak deck, a lot of them come out, and these plugs cover up the screws and make it look like nice and flush and keep it a bit more watertight and weather resistant. So I'm going around taking out all the old screws, drilling a tiny bit more into the teak deck, putting some more screws in, filling them with new plugs, and then sanding them all down. So that's going to be my job for a while, and I've started on a little bit of that, but it's going to take me the best bit of a week, I reckon, to sort all of it out. But it's just a time-consuming, fiddly job.
Yeah, the previous owner's already done the cockpit, but we've got the rest of the boat to do, so it's just a long, time-consuming job. But we're really excited to get it started, and we're also going to be doing some fire safety stuff this week. We started it last week, and just some other odd bits and bobs. But we thought it'd be great to bring you along with us for not only the glorious sailing days, but also the reality of boat life, which is just getting down and dirty and doing the jobs. So yeah,
Getting things done.
Getting things done. Right, let's do that. So Zach's outside doing the teak deck, and I don't know if you can hear that squeaking. I've been editing and doing voiceovers, and that squeaking is getting on my nerves. So it's time to do something about that. We currently have some old t-shirts over some of the fenders to stop them from squeaking. They do the same job as fender covers. We don't have a ton of money in the world right now, and they wear through anyway, so t-shirts will work for now. But we only have t-shirts on a few of them, so yeah, that's a bit of a squeak. I'm going to use an old hoodie now to locate the squeakiest opponent of the lot. I need to sort that out. The squeaking is unreal. Yeah, I'm going to put the jumper on it now, but it's like
So I'm trying to clean out the bilge at the moment because it's a bit gross. I just want to see if it's clogged up. I'm going to pull it out of there, give it a bit of a clean. Really good though, Zach. Nice one.
Good morning. It is Thursday and we've got actually a really busy day today. Zach's preparing for an interview. I've got to run a load of errands, post something, get something printed, pick up some more bits for the boat. We've got to fit our smoke and carbon monoxide alarm, which is really exciting. Sure, it is placed in the hallway outside of the main sleeping area or in the main bedroom.
I guess this would be our hallway, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think this, because for smoke or gas to get to us, it has to go through here.
Yeah.
So I think in here, that would work.
But then we went digging online and found that actually on a boat, if you only have one, it's best in the galley. So we rethought everything and headed instead to install it there.
Nice one.
Yeah?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I push the battery in.
Oh, I don't really want to.
I know we've got it though. Oh, we need to write that on it. Date installed. I'll write that in Sharpie in a bit. I'm gonna go.
Fire. Fire. Warning, carbon monoxide.
Okay.
Okay, I've written on all our up-to-date safety equipment. Zach,
Becca?
when it says location of main fuel tank, in engine room, aft of saloon, on port side.
Yeah.
Yeah? We then filled out the marina forms which asked us about the location of our safety items on board, which was a good excuse to go digging around the boat, except when it led to this. What?
It's still widely used in the US despite its high cost, but Europe and Australia have banned its use for all but critical applications such as aviation, military and police use. It basically depletes the ozone layer. It's part of the CFC group.
Can we get rid of it?
Yeah, we'll look at... I have no idea how to say it.
It's probably been from the 80s.
Yeah, it says on here, manufactured to BS for 1987.
1987? That's false security. We can't rely on a 1987 fire extinguisher.
Yeah, it's banned.
We've just handed in all the paperwork for our berth, and now we need to
Get rid of that.
get rid of this. We don't want
We
it.
should take a recycling centre.
They do have a phone number on here, but we don't even know if they're still a thing.
We've got a fire extinguisher here. It's a pretty old one. It's actually got CFC stuff in it. I was wondering if you guys deal with that kind of stuff here.
That one there.
Yeah?
Leave that one outside the door and we'll sort it out.
Alright, nice one. Thank you very much, boss.
Look at that, fancy. A little tip is if you get washing up liquid, put a little bit on your finger and it acts as a little barrier. You can go in with your finger and smooth it all out and it won't stick to your finger.
Happy to have the illegal item disposed of, bilge is clean and fenders less squeaky, we decided to head to the beach for a break from boat jobs.
So we've just arrived and honestly this place is just so beautiful and there's loads of boats either anchored or on mooring balls there and oh, it just makes me want to sail here so badly. Woo! What a good day. Good day? Mm-hmm. So we got back from our surf and we had to go and get some little tools and random other stuff too. Zach's holding up. We have met two people at the marina. We actually met them the first day we bought the boat and they're so lovely and they actually lent us thing you're standing on right now. They lent us this book, West Country book. We have been chatting to them for the last few hours about their experience with sailing and just all sorts. They know a lot of stuff, they've sailed a lot of the world, and they're really good people to have met. It's so nice just to come into an area where the community is just so lovely and everyone wants to help each other out, and yeah, feeling very grateful for people like them.
I've just been doing the teak deck outside and fitting all the plug, and on the bottom of the window I found this. I don't know if you can actually see that. It looks like a shell, but there's a bit of our, I don't know, what would you call this?
I don't know, I'm sure there's a proper name for it.
There's a bit of, I don't know, our hatch cover, I guess, that is got a tiny chip out of it. As soon as I saw this, I knew exactly where it went, which is really weird. It goes in there.
What are the chances of you finding that?
It's been bugging me, and I keep on looking at it, and I'm like, ah.
At the beginning of the video, we chatted about a list we've been writing, and we kind of wanted to sit down and chat to you guys about the list. Let me find the list. Found it. We wanted to chat to you guys about the list and get your opinion on whether the things that we are planning to do you think are priorities, or whether we're missing anything.
We've got 3 different categories it's broken down into, which is soon, we need to do before we go sailing. And then there's kind of sometime in the like nearer future, I guess, before we do any kind of bigger voyages or anything like that. And then there's just kind of future stuff that we know,
Dreams.
yeah, or stuff that we can put off for a little bit, I guess.
I know loads of you guys sail, and a lot of you have commented for recommendations already, and we really appreciate that. Obviously we're new to this, so any help is really appreciated. So yeah, we're going to run through our list, and if you guys think of anything that if you were in our situation it's the first thing you'd get, let us know, because we really love this community and we love being able to share things like that.
Get feedback.
Do you want to fire away with our soon list?
So teak decks, I'm currently doing the teak deck. We've done 2/3 of it now or so.
You saw that just now in the video.
Yeah,
So he's been cracking on
that
with
needs
it.
to be done.
And our main sail is still under our bed. We did try and put it up about 3 or 4 occasions. But there's a video coming soon, you'll see all about that.
We need a life raft.
We actually at the moment have 0 safety equipment on board. We have 2 life jackets which are out of date. We need to either get those serviced or pick up some more, which we probably will end up picking up some more because we want to obviously have other people on board too. We also need a horseshoe buoy and things like that before we can actually set sail.
We need to get a dinghy as well. We're not entirely sure what kind of dinghy to get at the moment, and I guess it'll depend on what outboard motor we get. Inflatable, so we can put it in the locker at the back, but...
Yeah, are you guys inflatable side or rigid side? We're kind of undecided on pros and cons of both, but we're thinking more inflatable because then we can lash it to the deck and also we can store it when we're not sailing and needing it. So
yeah.
And then we need a new VHF. So at the moment our VHF doesn't have DSC, which is a requirement for worldly waters, I think, especially UK ones. Yeah, it's just an extra notch up and we don't have it at the moment, so we need to get that.
Yeah.
Our mainsail Traveller has a car on it and the car is pretty seized, so we need to fix that before we sail.
Yeah.
That's about it before we set sail for the first time. Not too much, but kind of expensive things that do just require the time and effort to install and make sure they're all completely safe and secure on board. Now we'll move on to before we do any big passages.
We obviously need holding tanks and grey water tanks at some point. A lot of marinas require vessels to have holding tanks. We need to fit out one holding tank or 2 separate ones, or because there's 2 heads in this, this boat. So
yeah, there's 2 heads.
There's 2 heads in here, so we need to decide which one or both of them, or we're gonna wire them both the same grey water tank.
This next thing we are thinking of, we weren't initially thinking of getting it, but from what we've read online and spoken to people and read in books, and it just seems to be the thing that people say, if I was to do this again I would get one on board, and that is a water maker. We initially thought we had a 500 litre tank on board, so we thought we had plenty of water. However, when we started filling up the tanks and things like that, it doesn't seem to be 500, so we started digging around and we've actually got 2 100 litre tanks and the rest was made up in 20 litre canisters in the stern locker, So obviously on the survey it said 500 litres because that's how much is on the boat at the moment. We just assumed that was in tanks, but it's not. So we do actually have the hosing already plumbed in for another tank, so there's a chance we will add another tank at some point. But yeah, Zach's been researching quite hard about water makers.
Yeah, we don't know if we're going to do a DIY one at some point or if we're going to get a pre-made one, but there's tons of different choices out there. But
And they're really expensive.
I understand how they actually work now, which is quite nice. So they don't seem overly complicated, but the like pre-built systems are really expensive. But if you go down the DIY route, it just takes some time.
And it would mean that you'd know every bit about it and be able to get parts for it and stuff.
Yeah, it's another thing we'll probably have to do when we haul out eventually at some point.
Yeah, reprogram our seacocks and see where everything's going. To be fair, when we're doing the holding tanks, we'll have to figure out that as well.
Yeah.
So we are also needing flares. We have no flares, and we're going to get a dam buoy as well before we leave, which is just another safety item.
Yeah, solar panels and batteries. At the moment we've got 2 engine batteries and 2 leisure batteries at the moment.
And then our bow thruster.
And the bow thruster's got its own one as well, but we're not going to touch
Meddle with
that.
that.
Yeah, we're just going to leave that. We haven't quite figured out if we want to get a solar arch for the back or if we want to just mount them on top of where we are right now. It's kind of a big flat open space. It's going to be a big project when we come around to that, but we need to figure out like how many batteries we need and if we need to there's loads of stuff.
Yeah, and they're quite a priority for us to have renewable energy. We're really into our green living and we want this to be as eco as possible, and obviously editing and filming and charging batteries does all require electricity, so it's a pretty big priority. We might even look into a wind generator as well, just to top it up. We looked at our nav equipment, and the last time the charts were updated was 2013, so we need to update it, and I think we're going to get another system in place just as a redundancy, so either an iPad with Navionics or just another Garmin system.
We've also got a gas locker out back at the moment, but I think at some point we're probably going to get a gas engineer to come out and just check over the whole thing as well, because it's something that I would rather someone professional come and look at and give us their opinion than just me kind of
figuring it out. 99% of this stuff on the boat we want to do ourselves and we'll give our best, but there are some things that we will put our hands up and say we are not experts. Safety things just isn't worth even fiddling with, I don't think. So and that was one thing the survey flagged up, is the gas locker does need to be compliant with regulation, which it's currently not. Oh yeah, 2 little things but not really big priorities, but we have 2 LED lights in our saloon at the moment just opposite us, and they're currently like awfully white, and when we do night passages we will want to convert at least one to a red light. So that's just a small thing, won't cost much, won't take much time, but it's something on the list.
So another thing we need to add is a water and fuel gauge. The water and fuel tank at the moment don't have any way of us being able to tell how much is in them, so the water one would be quite an easy fix, I imagine.
Just drain and add a gauge.
Yeah, drain and add a gauge, which isn't going to be too hard. The fuel one is going to be slightly more challenging because we need to drain that whole tank probably at some point.
We need to cross that bridge, whether it's something we do when we're out of the water or up to
it was a custom fuel tank that was added to it, so I think they just added to it and didn't.
Yeah, because it's kind of double the size of your standard tank.
Yeah.
The running joke on here is there's this really long pole in the front head, and we haven't been able to figure out what it was. And there's a chance that could be what you dip in, and if it's wet on the end, then you have enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what that was used for.
We still don't know what that is used for.
Yeah. The fuel tank might be an easier fix than we think. I don't know. We just need to.
Yeah, we'll just research and stuff. Yeah. And then we need to service the winches. They just need a bit of loving.
Yeah, so. They need to be re-greased. They need to be cleaned. They need to. I just want to take them apart and just make sure. There's some which are a bit seasy. Most of them seem like absolutely fine, but it would be really good just to like take them apart, clean them, grease them, put them back together, make sure they're all running smoothly, so
we don't have any surprises out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, so they're just and nothing breaks in them as well, because obviously greasing them kind of gives it a bit more longevity. And we kind of mentioned this already, but we want to be hauled out at some point in the next 6 months. The boat was anti-fouled last summer, but we want to haul out, just check absolutely everything out inside and give it a really good clean, and that's when we'll fit the holding tanks and look at everything else. And also part of that is the seacocks. Them look a bit rusty, and that for me is one of my priorities, is to get them all serviced, because the only way that water's really going to come in is through those holes in the boat. So we want to get those looked at and sorted
before we leave.
Yeah. So we also need to get jack stays running along the starboard and port side of the boat, so when we are on passage, got something to actually hold us down to the boat.
And then the other thing is we want to get two more anchors. So we currently have a Rockner 20 anchor, which is a really good anchor. And we've heard really mixed things. We've heard go heavier, go lighter, ours is fine, get 4 anchors, get 3 anchors, get 2 anchors, 1 anchor's fine. We've heard all sorts, but we would like to get another anchor which is heavier, and then we'd like to get a storm anchor as well, which folds up, and then we can put one out the stern, one out the bow, and have one as a redundancy too.
Yeah.
So we think it's going to be a 3 anchor jobby.
Yeah.
And it's currently a 1 anchor jobby.
Everyone will tell you something different about anchors.
Yeah, there's so much about anchors. Who knew a lump of metal could be so complicated?
So at some point in the near future, we need to replace some of our rigging on the boat, maybe most of it. I mean, it's all in pretty good nick at the moment. There aren't any frayed lines.
We're pretty sure it was replaced 6 years ago.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure, and we think it will just be super smart just to replace bits of it, if not all of it, before we do any serious sailing. So this is something that is just aesthetic, doesn't help the boat sail any different, but the interior in the saloon is, so it used to be, I don't know if you can see it used to be this like creamy magnolia colour, and the previous owner has painted the rest of it white, but only done kind of a coat or two, so we're gonna basically just repaint this interior because you can see the cream through it, and we also are gonna just repaint this, just make it all nice.
We want to get a new kitchen sink because it's a little bit small, the ones we've got at the moment.
It floods the side, it's really annoying.
Blinds in the saloon for a bit more privacy in here, which would be nice. A drop down table where we are right now, so this can be made into like kind of a double bed.
And also, talking of the table, it's a beautiful table, and we're not going to quite show you yet because we want to reveal it once it's all polished and nice, but it's a piece of oak, local oak, and it's resin, and what's happened is at some point someone spilt something hot, or there's been kind of some chemical spilt on it, and it is made it a bit murky, and so we're gonna buff it all up, but we need to get an aspirator, we need to get goggles, we need to take the table off outside and get rubbing compound and sanding. It's just not a priority right now, but we can't wait. It's gonna be really nice once it's done.
We want to get rid of the carpet in the saloon and put some either wood flooring, something that'd be a bit easier to clean. Yeah.
We also at some point would like to add a swim platform. Not a priority, not up here at all, but it would just be really nice. At the moment we've got a ladder down to the water, and we are always in the water. We adore being in the ocean, and it would be really nice if we could add a little platform, although we want to be able to take it off or fold it up, because otherwise you're paying.
Yeah, it might be another few feet added onto the boat's length, and in marinas every foot counts.
Size does matter. So yeah, we would like to add a little platform on a boat. Every single bit of storage is important, and we are so grateful and lucky that our boat has incredible storage. The only thing it doesn't have great storage for is shoes, and obviously in the summer we'll be barefoot a lot, but at the moment we're kind of finding it hard to find a place to put our shoes. The stairs down from the cockpit outside has a lot of empty space behind it, so we were thinking it would be cool to build a wooden unit built into the stairs, so you can come down a step at a time, slide your shoes in, keep going. And then the last thing is, a load of you have said, now set sail to somewhere hot. Yep, that is the plan at some point, and it does get quite hot in here. It's only March and it does get quite warm, so at some point we'll need to add a few little fans around the boat, just to make it a little bit more pleasant, but we can deal with it for now. I think we'll deal with the
English
UK.
summer will be alright.
I think the English summer will just about be okay. So yeah, that is the list of things that we are hoping to add to the boat. Let us know what you guys think. It's a really, really exciting process. So yeah.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah, lots to do, but
we're cracking through it.
are you happy?
Yeah, very happy.